Welcome back to my classroom. It is a beautiful day. I'm Matt Dominguez. This is another teacher-to-teacher tip on the Great Divorce, and I would love to spend an hour just talking about all the amazing opportunities and lessons embedded with the story of the Great Divorce. We don't have that. So just a couple key tips. And the most important thing is to have the students at the very least read chapters 1, 2, and 3. They're super confusing. They don't make sense. There's a flying bus. There's shadows and solid people. And they need to understand that this book, which is one of Lewis's finest books, is often disregarded or put down or dropped because of these opening chapters. People do not make the connection that this is allegory of the cave. This is that whole concept of journey from shadow to solid. This is letting go of your dead self, Romans, right? That dead self, and putting on the new self. It's so fabulous when you can see it in that context, but Lewis doesn't tell you that. He just jumps into story. So that is my biggest teacher-to-teacher tip. One of my favorite things about the Great Divorce is these solid characters and these shadow characters. And what I do is I help them understand. Please watch the video on the 3 doors for how to teach, really how to read the Great Divorce. Door number 1, heaven and hell. Door number 2, invitation to joy. Door number 3, it's all psychological and all these characters in our head. Check that video out, it'll be super helpful. But the teacher-teacher tip here for you is to remind students that this entire book is about an invitation to joy. It's an imaginative supposal. What if people were taken from hell to heaven? What if they had a chance to stay in heaven? What would they do? Lewis says they would choose to go back to hell. They're not being sent back, they would choose it. Because they have to realize that they would have to let go of these things they're holding on to that they would prefer over what's offered to them in the kingdom. Have fun with that, but then realize that what Christianity has offered to us in a picture of in this story is this gigantic invitation, further up and further in, like for real. We're inviting you to let go of the shadows, step out of the shadows, let go of your dead self, let go of the lies, cast off the sin. There's something way better here for you. The other thing that I like about this book is it gives us the Jesus goggles. It allows us to see with compassion. Lewis helps us understand why people choose the shadows and why we settle for less than what Christ offers us. And that why is important because it's the key to compassion. We start seeing why Jesus was so compassionate to people, because he understood their motivations on why they were choosing what Satan offers them as opposed to what the kingdom is offering them. Awesome book. The ending's a little crazy, and again, students need to remember that this was a dream. It's a dream. It's dream literature. It's a story. It's a parable. And it's not meant to be, this big, huge doctrinal book on all the theology. It's a story to talk about choice and our ability to choose the kingdom. Further up and further in.